But on this particular issue of the rising the rising dollar and the implications that that's having for a lot of emerging markets. We can talk about Mexico or not, whatever. But clearly, it is creating challenges for emerging markets, including Mexico. Mm-hmm. What's the advice you're going to be giving the president on how to deal with these particular problems?
But I actually think Axel actually answered the question. You know, David gave the narrative as to why the policy is going to go in the direction that Axel said, and I think what everybody wants, including the administration, is an independent Fed. If you go back to 1913, the 104 years of independence has served the United States well. It's also served the global economy well. So,
but within that, we've had periods in which the Fed has been more independent and less independent.
There's no question, and we know that about our lives. We're never going to get this system pure. I think one of the worst words in the English language is the word ought. So many of us want the world to be a certain way. We want it. It ought to be a certain way. But what we know about our world, Kennedy said it long ago, that the world is unfair. And so all we can do at a forum like this or in government is try to make the world slightly more fair and build a constituency basis and think about it in a way that makes that fairness. The Fed has to do that from a clinical sense and a scientific sense, data dependent as it relates to the currency. I think we have to do it in a number of different ways. One of the ways I think our administration will end up doing it, the Trump administration, there'll be a lot of symbolism in terms of reaching out to lower class family, working class families, and middle class families to sort of restate the agenda for the American dream. And so in order to do that, I think the Fed has to be independent. And I think we've got to be careful about the rising currency because of not just what's going on internationally, it'll have an impact internally to the United States as well.